Namaskar, I am Dr. Nalini Avinash Wagmare, working as an associate professor at Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapith. Today's our topic is related to what were the teaching of history. First, we have to see the what were the problems of writing history. Then, what are the features of Indian history writing? Then again, the types of Indian history writing. Then, what were the methods of teaching history? Very briefly, we will take the review in this lecture. Then, first of all, we see the difficulties of writing history. Lack of availability of records or of the past is the main reason to we are unable to write the well history. It is usually found that the remains of the past that come down to us used in the form of archaeological and other physical evidence are in a damaged shape and a distorted form. Records and remains are very meager. It is said that history of Indian resembles jigsaw puzzle with many missing places. Some parts of pictures are very fairly clear, others may be reconstructed with the aid of controlled imagination, but many gaps remain still. Then lack of authenticity. The contents of the records may not be genuine. During the course of long history of India has led to general vagueness of outlook. History by and large had been dominated by the metaphysical and moral trends of philosophy. Attempts were made to transform historical figures into mythologist heroes. Then prejudice. Every kind of prejudice, caste, faith, personal, racial, and regional and religious, etc., possessed by the historian, has exerted some influence in recording events and facts. Difference among historian. The interpretation of the same events differs from historian to historian in accordance with his cultural, economic, philosophical, political, and religious thinking. Take the case of events of 1857 in India. Some regard this as mutiny, some as a rebellion, some as the first war of Indian independence. So different opinion found in Indian history. Then features of Indian history. So Indian history is a continuous one, as stated Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Even R.C. Majumdar also stated that's linked with the past to present. Then Indian history is a variety one, as a diverse of race, religion, caste, and cultural development are the results of the continental size of the country with its varied climate and vegetarian and also of the numerous invention of India since the dawn of history. India influenced them and was influenced by them also. Then unity. Unity that transcends the numerical diversities of blood, language, color, languages, race, manners, and set. Even A.N. Bhasham also mentioned in that. Then domination of philosophy over history. Metaphysical and moral trends of philosophy dominated the conception of history. In ancient India, very little attention was paid to the mere recording of facts and events. The same thing about mentioned by the Jawaharlal Nehru in his point. Then history written by imperialist. Uh, a proper history of India is yet to be written. What we read are only variation on Vincent Smith Oxford History of India, written by an imperialist for other imperialists and others. Then dissertations in Indian history is the history of kings. Indian history revolves around kings. A proper history must be a history of the people. History of Indian history of Delhi. Indian history revolves around Delhi even during the periods of when Ujjain, Vijayanagara, Madurai, and other cities were political far more important than the Delhi. Then history of wars and dynasties, we find Indian histories deal only with the wars and dynasties. Uh, they are usually blind to the social, economic, cultural, and military forces that molded the lives of the people and determine the future of the country. Even histories which give due recognition to Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj don't tell you a thing about the renaissance that swept Maharashtra during the 17th century and made Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj the possible one. They written under the inspiration of the British rulers. The development of the Indian historiography in the 19th and 20th century is responsible for the dissertation in Indian history. Written under the inspiration of H.M. Eliot, Foreign Secretary to the Government of India. The Mohammedan period were designed to divide India on the communal lines, besides teaching the Babus the great virtues of the British rule. For a long time, these volumes remained the only source of information on the medieval period of Indian history. Then dissertation due to nationalist movement, the early phase of Indian nationalism saw the uncritical glorification of the past, particularly of the ancient period. It resulted in acceptance and unhistorical evaluation of Indians as a spiritual people, a people lacking in socio-political interest and objective attitude with an overriding bias for spiritual thoughts and a tendency to be lost in subjective speculations. Then emphasis on political events. The teaching of Indian history is largely biased in favor of political events. It is exclusively confined to teaching about big empires and kingdoms. Exerted importance is attached to the political history, particularly its military aspects. The lack of emphasis on change and development and religious bias. Major falling in the Indian history is lack of emphasis on change and religious bias. Then rewriting of history is very need of the time, though many writers, foreign and native, have lifted well here and there and revealed glimpses of the past. The story of the people of India is still to be written. The historian of India is required to work very hard to sift facts carefully for establishing its evidence scientifically. Then I.R.C. Manjumdar also mentioned that rewriting history is an important one. Even ours, H.C. Rai Chaudhary, and other historians also. The Indian historian has to play the role of a judge in considering the pros and cons of the case and delivering an impartial judgment. Then, what were the methods of teaching history? School children in a locality may be encouraged to visit places of historical interest and significance under the guidance of their teachers. Certain localities may be having places of national importance, such as University of Nalanda, the battlefield of Plassey, then Chausa, then excavation sites in Chandigarh, Ropar, and other places. In the other localities, there may be places of local interest such as local fairs and festivals, ballads, folk songs, old forts, old buildings, and homes of array. Interested in history, the teacher should first make a survey of the locality himself or herself and then chalk a program of taking his people to the places of historical interest in the neighborhood of the school. Students in their notebooks must maintain a regular record of all such visits. Then incidental method of teaching local history. Local history is generally a collection of unrelated biased knowledge. Therefore, people lacking the necessary background of knowledge find the course dull and uninteresting. So many writers believe that there should be no separate course in local history. Each study should be taken up incidentally. So because of this, national history, intelligent correlation of local history with national history will make the subject more interesting for children. It will also arouse their interest for the antiquities. Then undertaking local survey is very, very important to create interest history among the student. During such surveys, the student will inquire how and why and then when a human settlement was first made in their district, block, or locality and how it grew and changed from time to time. Then tracing the significant streets and village names also important while surveying the local history. Pupils may be encouraged to find out significant names of towns, villages, streets, and roads, etc. in their locality and try to trace out their history. Then meeting with elderly peoples while you study the local history. Again, then the kinds of history. There are various kinds of history, but basically we have to divide in four types: history of early age, ancient history, medieval history, modern history. Then ancient history, history of early ages deals with the times when man had started living on this earth, when he had to struggle hard for getting food, clothes, and shelter. He lived on hunting and gathering fruits and roots, etc. He lived in an open air, used barks and leaves of trees or skins of dead animals to cover his body against sun and rain. Story of man's life during these early ages in different parts of the world is of great interest to children. It enables the children to understand how civilization developed through the ages and how man had to struggle to adjust himself to his physical environment and also how he tried to change his physical environment to suit his needs. In ancient history, after the Stone Age, man began to live a settled life in social groups, which lead to the development of society in which man started doing some social and religious acts also. Leaders of various tribal groups and war heroes dominated the scene everywhere. So some art and literature also developed during this age. Then medieval age history. During this period, a small had made further progress. Man had made further progress in all walks of life. Big villages and towns had come into existence. Powerful warriors had established big and small kingdoms in different parts of the world. Rajputs, Muslim periods of Indian history fall under this category in a bid to establish their supremacy over vast areas. There were frequent battles among kings and rulers, whereas the ruling classes, the princely classes, nobles and landlords lived in luxury. The lot of a common man was very hard. Religious orthodoxy and religious persecution were common. It was the period of political and religious activities. Then modern history. Beginning from about 18th century, it is the period of highest development in science, literature, culture, and civilization. The innovations in science and advances in the field of technology have worked wonders. This is the present age. During the age, man established his supremacy over nature as well as over space. He reached the moon and he is now trying to explore the Mars and Venus. Modern history deals with all the political, social, economic, religious, and cultural changes that have taken place during the last 100 years as those which are taken place now. Then kinds of history, there are many kinds of history. Only examples taken here, political history, economic history, and social history. Then political history, according to famous historian Freeman, history is essentially a record of political events because this greatly influence the life of community. A record of political change in a country gives us continuity of treatment, essential in constructing the history. Different kings and rulers succeeding one another and the battles, treaties, and laws associated with them provides us with accurate chronology for the construction of history. But history is not only a record of political events. It must throw light on all aspects of community life. Along with the political development, social traditions, economic matters, and cultural events must also be studied. Then economic history. The famous economist Karl Marx and his followers said that economic needs are the spring of all social conduct. Economic factor alone influence as well as determines political development in the country. State, society, culture, art, literature, etc. all depend upon economic circumstances. The main purpose of the historian is to trace and record economic causes and effects. However, the economic history should not be studied in isolation because man does not live on bread alone. He also possesses noble instincts which lead him to do noble deeds of sacrifice and selfless devotion. Personal factor plays a very important role in history. Incidents are not lacking when in different periods of history. A powerful and strong will ruler conqueror appeared on this scene and brought about such changes as greatly affected the social and economic life of the community. Then social history. Some historians stress the study of social history, which deals with the development of family life and its problems, organization of social institutions, traditions, customs, education, literature, and religion. The content of social history is very broad and vast. It includes the political and economic changes in society. However, the teacher of social history should not deal with subject matter in isolation. So, in suggestions, we can say the some teachers of history believe the various branches of history should be taught independently as it literally conveyed and enables teacher to present limited facts in an independent manner. Another school of thought advocates various branches of history should be taught in correlated coordination. In fact, various divisions of history are chapters of some books. In one book, study of a book cannot be completed unless the chapters are gone through. So, a much better arrangement should be made. The history should be teach to take the student interest in that subject and make his career brightly. And learn some lessons from the past and not to repeat those mistake again in the future. So for more detail, you can refer the textbooks. Only highlighted in this lecture about the problems of studying history, then the dissertation in history, then features of Indian history writing, then the kinds of history and methods of teaching history. So you can refer more detail related to it